Cassandra, welcome to Kidney Plugged In. We are so pleased that you can join us on the show today. You have a young son, Theo, who was fairly recently diagnosed with kidney disease. Can you take us back to the beginning and share how you learned about his diagnosis?
So in September of 2020, our son at the time was 4, and he got sick with a basic cold, and very quickly it progressed to the point where we knew we had to contact his doctor and see if everything was okay. He was having trouble walking even short distances and was really lethargic. And so that prompted us to contact the doctor, and his pediatrician started with a bunch of tests for his blood and urine, and right away it came back with some pretty alarming numbers, and that started our journey on lots of trips to the hospital and to the lab for doing multiple tests. And then in March of 2021 we got the diagnosis that Theo in fact had kidney disease. Then more tests happened, and because the signs of his blood work was not quite typical. And then in May, we got the second diagnosis that he actually has a form of kidney disease called Dent's disease, which is a really rare form of kidney disease caused by a genetic mutation.
So prior to his diagnosis, following all these blood tests, did you know anything about Theo's genetic condition that eventually led to his diagnosis of kidney disease?
No, actually we had no idea. Through this process, we've come to find out that females are the carrier, and it's a disease that only affects males. And one of the big symptoms of it is actually excessive water drinking. And we noticed around 2 years old that he was drinking a lot. Any caregiver that was in contact with him noticed and mentioned the amount of water that he required. And he would in fact wake up from naps and even during the night crying, almost like in pain, because he was so thirsty, even though he had been drinking all through the day. He would even get up in the night to drink. And even though we had brought that up several times in different doctor visits, it was nobody really took note of it. And I mean, he was a busy little guy, so we just thought, you know, he was just needed the water. And he also was born with a heart defect, so we thought maybe as a result of that he needed more water, and until he got sick in that September. And that, a combination with the water drinking, is what I guess really prompted the blood tests and then this diagnosis of kidney disease and then Dent's disease. Kidney disease was never on our radar at all. I had no idea about kidney disease. I didn't know anything about our kidneys, nothing.
Right. So Theo's diagnosis of kidney disease took you and your husband by complete surprise. Had the thought ever crossed your mind?
No, when they started saying that things weren't normal on his tests, and they were kind of alluding to the kidneys, I actually, we went home and researched what kidneys do, the function of kidneys. You know, and then I checked my work by asking the doctor, is this really what kidneys do? How important are our kidneys and so forth? And then when they actually told me, my husband had to work that day, and I was with Theo in the children's hospital when the doctor first told me it was kidney disease. And it did happen all quite fast. And so I knew that was in the realm, possibly, but when he said it, it was like a moment you see in movies where you hear the talking and you kind of phase out, you know? It was so shocking to me, and it took a few days for it to really sink in and for us to understand what was being told.
So what were the first steps after that initial diagnosis?
Well, there was, for us, there was still a lot of tests, because then they confirmed the Dent's disease. Dent's disease is, I mentioned, rare. So on the national database, there's 250 registered cases. Most doctors have never heard of it, and it was really hard to find information. The nephrologist even told us it would be hard to find information because there's so little documented, because there's so few cases. So that was another really big blow, really hard to to take. And then in January, I found out that they requested to have my blood tested because it's very rare for the gene to be mutated and the mother to be the carrier. It's generally a spontaneous event. And I found out in January that actually I do have the mutated gene. So it wasn't a, it wasn't like a one-time coincidence, unfortunately. So that was another really difficult information to get because as a mom, you just want your kids to be healthy, and then to hear of a lifelong and potential debilitating disease, and then to know that you were the cause of it. So.